I'm actually making the case here, or trying to, and getting lots of interventions. I think that I think that the noble lady said that that we were trying to delay the passage of the bill. I'm delayed by interventions from our colleagues, and I'm anxious to make rapid progress. Yes, of course, I give. What a mess we are in! What a mess we are in! Yeah, and members opposite are in this House of all places, where we have conducted this debate in a civilised manner.
Does the noble lord accept that the Prime Minister has actually accepted that her government cannot get her legislation on Brexit through the House and needs to consult the rest of the House of Commons on alternative approaches?
Yes, indeed, which is why we don't need this bill. Yeah. At the point that I've already made. I mean, the Prime Minister has said that she wants to have an extension. She's asked, I think, somewhat courageously, the Leader of the Opposition to talk to her to see if they can find a common purpose. But we know that that is received with a certain amount of cynicism on the benches opposite. They're not great fans of the Leader of the Opposition, most of them, although they appear to be today united in conspiring with those people in the House of Commons to undermine our constitutional system. We are not in control here. It is the European Union who will decide on the length of the extension. And this bill is actually making the Prime Minister's task very much more difficult. And we need to consider the implications of this for the future conduct of business in this House. There are, I won't read them out because I don't want to waste time. Okay, I will. No, I'm not giving way.
You've been speaking for 20 minutes. The House will
sit down.
Order. I have to say, the noble lord had been speaking for 20 minutes, it would be much less interesting. Now, I'm not going to read them out, but there are 2 pages in the Green Book here. There are 2 pages of very important, 2 pages of very important private members' bills, because that is what we are going to be discussing. It is a private members' bill, waiting to be discussed. Now, are we to have it that the opposition are going to seize control of this House and accelerate private members' bills and argue that they're urgent? I mean, the noble Lord Groscourt, I mean, there's an opportunity for you here.
Clearly, my lords, the attraction of accelerating private members' bills to be considered in a day, it has great merit. Just for the record, my private members' bill had its second reading in September 2017, and it's just reached its report stage. And really what I would hope is that anyone considering acceleration of private members' bills in this way should agree to offer the same facility when I reintroduce that bill next session.
All I can suggest to the noble lord, as he knows I have some sympathy for his bill. There are others here who wouldn't wish to see his bill proceed, but he clearly has to have a word with Sir Oliver Letwin, who is able to arrange these things and get his colleagues lined up. Now, I fear...
My noble friend give way.
Yes, of course, sorry.
Is not my noble friend absolutely right? And I'm speaking as a former deputy speaker when I was elected in the other place, elected to do that role as well as a member of Parliament. But there's no report stage in the Commons. That in itself is quite extraordinary. And that incredibly extraordinary on a major constitutional bill and a truncated third reading. So it's no good the honourable lady on the front bench saying there's been an exhaustive examination in the other place. There has not been. And why did they pack up? Because they got tired. The honourable lady from, the honourable lady, and I quote now, 11:30. The Bastric bill, we went through the night, 3 nights running. That is how you look at a bill in depth. So my noble friend is right in asking that we look at this bill in depth at a committee stage today.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be time to discuss the way in which the bill was handled. I mean, it was actually only passed by one vote, and that one vote came from someone wearing a tag who was on release from prison. Yeah, well, yeah, for goodness sake. Well, the noble lord says, for goodness sake. This is a major constitutional matter. It was passed by one vote. The speeches were limited to 2 minutes in the other place because of the guillotine. If he thinks that's the way to do that, he had a go at me the other day because I said this practice of suspending our standing orders will lead to tyranny. He mocked me. He mocked me. He said, tyranny? How ridiculous. All that lies between us and tyranny is that we respect the conventions of both houses. And we respect the conventions of both houses. Why did he do that? Because it's our constitution. And I have to say to the noble lady, I hope that she will accept this amendment. I have to say to the noble lady, she is in danger of tearing up our constitution in order to make a narrow party political point. I beg to move.